Hey all, Heretic here, and today we're going to be talking about a comp that is literally in every lobby, and you might not realize it. It used to be very powerful, and it's back, and it wants you to play it. And that comp is...
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
Well, okay, yes and no. That comp is Taunt comp. So when I say Taunt comp, what I mean is minions with Taunt that are going to get buffed and or buff other things during the combat, and will eventually scale up naturally so you have a nice big line of stats. Taunt comp is super effective because the key cards in it that start are at tier 4, it's in every lobby, and it is a really good direction to take if you find yourself not finding the traditional win conditions. You haven't found the Mama Bear, the Nomi, the Banana Slammer, whatever the current flavor of the month is that is a win condition in your lobby. Taunt comp's in them all. So let's look at those pieces and see what you should be looking for and how we can make this work. So first, let's start at when do you play Taunt comp. Basically, when you find these key cards is when you decide I should play Taunt comp. You might pick up taunts along the way, you need them to protect your real cards, but you're looking for normal win conditions that can scale up fast. Taunt comp cards don't scale fast, they scale slow. They're dependable, they're methodical. They're not usually going to get you first or second. What they are is you're going from finish 8th to 7th to 4th. They're making you lose less MMR on those games that are going sideways where you can't find anything. The cards you're looking for to win with Taunt comp, first of all, Champion of Asshara. So when you see Champion of Asshara, and you have no win condition, or you have one but you haven't found any other pieces for it, you say, I've already got a taunt or two, I can pick up that and now I can flush it out. Will I look to complete the other win comp, or I could just keep this and lean into it? Champion is going to scale every single time one of your minions with taunt is attacked. So you sit your taunt minions in back, you sit your Champion of Asshara behind that, and you let that thing scale up quickly. And it doesn't take too long before in 2 to 3 rounds of combat where it gets really respectable. You get 2 of them, you triple it, this thing gets out of complete control and is a lot of fun when it comes out of the back. Because if it's sitting in the back of your comp, by the time it comes out swinging, usually all the Venom's gone, the Leroys are long since gone, it's just a monster and it's coming at the leftovers of your opponent's board. So one of the big questions you get with this is, well, do I taunt my Champion of Asshara? Or do I just keep it in the back? And that depends on your lobby. If your lobby has Murlocs in it, I kind of advise keeping him not taunted. Sit him in back, let him just build up and let him come out at the end. If your lobby has no Murlocs, maybe the only thing you have to deal with is a Plagued Tidewalker and Manton Queen, then you don't really have to worry too much. You can taunt this so it will scale faster. But if you're looking at a lobby full of Murlocs, definitely don't taunt this thing. Also, if you're going to go Taunt comp and you're going to taunt the Champion of Asshara, make sure basically you taunt your entire board. This way you can't get Leroyed or Manton Queen as easily. They can snipe it, but if you've got 5 other minions with taunt, odds are him getting hit are relatively low and the payoff is pretty big for him getting stats. If you don't feel comfortable with this, just sit him in back and let him grow, because he's still going to do the job when he comes out swinging. It's just nice when he can take like 3 or 4 hits from tokens during every combat. That will scale him up even more than the damage he's taking. Now you have your Champion of Asshara online. He's big, he's a monster. What is the other card you can take for Taunt comp that can give you a win condition? Well, the other one you're looking at is the Walking Fort. Walking Fort gives 4 of your taunt minions +4/+4 at the end of the turn. It just sits in back and it slowly scales up all your taunt. Definitely advise you to taunt this minion, put it in back, that way it just doesn't sit there as a small body, let it scale itself up so it's more effective for you. And if you're going to use this, you might as well also, if you can help it, get a taunted Drakari Enchanter to double that effect. These are weak though. These 2 minions are going to take a little while to scale up. So if you don't find them relatively early, say by turn 12, unless you triple the Drakari, you're not going to have as much value because it's going to take a while to make them big enough where you really want them eating up too much of your board. The Walking Fort's okay, the Drakari is only if you feel very, very powerful, or if some of your minions are just so ridiculous you don't care. So you know the win conditions, you know what you need to do to win with them. You just need taunt, and there's a lot of minions with taunt. And I'm not going to tell you which ones are the best because it's subjective, it's lobby specific, it's hero specific, and you might just not find all the ones I could list here. So look at these and take the ones that you best can get on your board. And remember, their job is just to survive. to scale up your other minions, unless, you know, you've got a walking fort buffing them up into being monsters, in which case, yes, divine shields are always preferable. Anything like that is going to give them more survivability, and the ability to more damage is what you want to find. So now there's other ways you can cheat out more effective taunts. Using minions like Sparring Partner, Vigilant Stoneboard, and Bone Mare are going to allow you to now take some offensive cards and make it so they're also scaling with the walking fort. They're also making it so that your champion of Asshara is getting bigger every time they get attacked. So definitely consider taunting some of these minions that don't usually have taunt so they can scale it up and bring your whole board up. Now, mind you, if you've only got one cleave and it doesn't have a whole lot of health and that's what you want to lead with, maybe don't taunt that. Maybe just have that be without taunt. But there's going to be situations where just taunting the whole board is to your advantage anyways, if this is your end goal. And it's so easy to do with so many things, giving taunt at so many different tiers. You can just line up everything and go. So we know what we're looking for to win. We know what's going to give taunts to our minion. What are some of the cards that can help us really push a little bit advantage to our way while we're trying to get this board there? Because it's going to take a while to get that champion big enough, and walking forts at tier 6, it's going to take a while to get that card even on the board. So some of the cards that can help you along the way, Bristlebane Scrapsmith is going to be helpful for you because, hey, you've got a bunch of taunts on the board. Throw the Bristlebane out there. Every time one of them dies, you're getting blood gems. This allows you to eke out a little bit more stats. And if you don't over-invest in buffing the blood gems, you can just kick it when you no longer need it. Now, mind you, if you invest a lot and they're giving you tons of blood gem buffs, by all means, keep them on the board. Keep rolling with that. But this is more to help you get to the win conditions you want. Unless it becomes a win condition itself, then, you know, go blood gems and go nuts. Remember, you could always move all those blood gems to one of the minions you want to keep and just kick out the things you don't care about later, and it's all good. Kawarji Harbinger can also be very helpful in the mid game. Throw this thing on the end. Every time one of your taunts die, it's going to buff the minions to right and left. I'm not a huge fan of this card, though. The issue with it is their temporary buffs. Now, if you find it early enough, it does have a decent stat line. It's just not impressive what it does. You definitely don't want this on your board in the late game, even if it's gold, because +4/+4 just isn't going to matter during those combats. But in that mid game, when you're sitting there between turns 6 and 10, definitely can help push you over the edge to keep you alive and get you winning those early fights. And finally, what kind of heroes really excel at doing a taunt comp? Well, a lot of them do, really. There's a whole bunch of heroes that you can buff the attack and their health up enough, or you can move stats around. There's lots of different heroes. Some of the ones that shine the most are ones like Greybow. Greybow, every time one of your minions dies and kicks out another minion, it's also gonna have taunt. That means if you've got any magnetization going on, any demon taunts that summon more minions, this is gonna give you more potential to get more buffs on your champions of Asshara. That's more value. That means you're more likely to win your fights. So that's what you want to go for. Greybow is a great hero, especially if you find that champion you start super early. I would consider that an automatic win condition. I'd start ignoring some of the others unless they were really big scaling. George is another great one because, hey, taunts are big. Big health, big attack. Throw Divine Shield on all of them. Put it on your champion of Asshara. Go nuts. You are just going to smash your opponents down. They're going to throw themselves at you repeatedly and just bounce off, and you are going to break them down. Overall, taunt comp is a lot of fun, but it's not a big flashy comp. You're not going to sit there with a board full of 600s throwing blood gems around or big stats. Taunt comp is the emergency shoot. You find nothing. You have no win condition, but oh wait, I got a taunt. I got 2 taunts. It's a champion of Asshara. It's turn 8. I've got nothing else. Throw it out there. It's going to help slow down that damage you're taking. It's going to help slowly turn it into where you're winning fights. And then, as long as things don't go too bad, a little bit of luck, turn that 8th place into a 6th place, into a 4th place. Yes, taunt comp isn't flashy, but it is effective and will win you more games and make you lose less points. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time. You learned a few things. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, please let me know. I want to hear them. Thanks for watching all. Catch you next time. Later.